In USA politics, how will you draft a stakeholder grid with these stakeholders?
Let's talk about the power interest grid. The power interest grid, also known as power interest matrix, is a visual framework which helps the project manager to identify and categorize the key stakeholders based on two key dimensions, the power and the interest. When we say power, it means the level of influence, and interest means the level of their concern. And the use of this grid is to allow better communication and resource allocation throughout the project. The power interest grid is divided into four quadrants. This is the high end and this is the low end. We have interest on the x axis and power on the y axis. Whenever we have a stakeholder with high power and high interest, these are the stakeholders who are the decision makers and have the biggest impact on the project success, and hence we must closely manage their expectations. Manage closely. Low power, low power, low interest, which is exactly the opposite of high power and high interest. For stakeholders in this quadrant who have low power and low interest, we need to monitor these stakeholders. These stakeholders have minimal influence and interest. While they do not require intensive management, it's still important to monitor them to ensure their needs and concerns are addressed if they arise. High power, low interest. We need to keep the stakeholders in this quadrant satisfied. These stakeholders have a lot of influence but may not be highly interested because they have low interest, and they may not be interested in the day-to-day details of the project. It's important to keep these stakeholders satisfied to ensure they remain supportive. Regular updates and involving them in major decisions can help maintain their satisfaction. Low power, high interest. We need to keep these stakeholders informed. Low power, high interest. Stakeholders in this quadrant are to be kept informed. Stakeholders with high interest but low power needs to be kept informed about the project's progress. While they may not have the ability to influence outcomes directly, their interest means they can be valuable advocates for the project. Keeping them engaged can provide additional support and insight.